Hey, what's going on? So it's Saturday. It is a couple minutes after 7. And I felt like I had to record something. One, just to get some stuff off my chest. And just to say some things because I just felt that I had to. Um, Tired, as most everybody knows, past the beginning of this year, it's sucked. Past couple of weeks, past few weeks, very emotional and trying. I don't know. Obviously, you're going to be watching this. I'm recording this, not fully ready to post it, but apparently you're watching it, so I posted it. And I've been thinking about this all day. I've been thinking about this all week, especially today, because I had a conversation with somebody, and I thought I was going to be able to record something quick, but just to let you know, this is probably going to be 10 minutes ish, 15 minutes. And I know on social media, if it's anything longer than a minute or two, people lose interest. Um, if you're listening to this, and you follow me, and you're a friend of mine, and you're listening to this, I just ask that you listen to the whole thing. And I also ask, I shouldn't say that. Let me back up. Everybody is upset. Everybody is emotional. Everybody is dug in on their position. And if you, after everything I've seen, after listening to everybody and talking to some people, if you are watching this and you are in an emotionally charged state, you will automatically not like what I have to say. We all need to calm down. I get that everybody's been emotional. I've been emotional. Everybody has been, understandably. But it's time to reel that in and start coming back to some sort of rational thought. This is going to ramble. This is going to be all over the place, and I will try to do my best to keep it as short as possible while getting everything out that I need to say. Um, Again, everything I'm about to say here is coming from me. It's my opinion. There is nobody shaming me or bullying me into saying this. This is me. If you are a friend of mine personally that I know and see and run into and interact on a regular basis, um, if you, again, are watching this from an emotionally charged state, I may lose you as a friend. If you follow me, we interact on social media. Um, Again, emotional, you may unfollow me. I know that either way, I'm not going to please everybody. I'm not here to pander to any one side. I have my political views, I have my opinions, but that's not what this is about. And I know saying that, not following a certain narrative, is in fact picking a side to some people, and if you are emotional, you're going to get pissed. I'm going to try and bring some rational thought here. May not come across that way, I might ramble again. I'm going to say what I feel I need to say, and then I'll deal with the aftermath. Let me get a couple more things out of the way in regards to everything that's going on. Yes, racism exists. Yes, there are bad police officers. Yes, we are in a fucked up world that forces us to choose sides. I don't have all the answers. I don't claim to. I look, I try to look at every situation from both sides and then form an opinion or take a stance. I will say that over the past few weeks, after speaking to some people and having a conversation with somebody this morning, and I won't say who because I don't want to have anybody called out or shamed or anything like that. There, in regards to everything that's happened in Minneapolis, the riots, protests, again, understand racism exists. I know it does. Okay, so I got that out of the way. So there's no question about that. Again, had a conversation with somebody today, and been thinking about if I wanted to respond to everything and to come on and say something, but I haven't, because I wasn't sure if I could bring any value at the time. Maybe I can now. I'm not sure, but again, this might not be popular, and if you're emotionally charged, I can't predict how you're going to react. Racism exists. Does it exist the way the media, politicians want us to believe it does? I don't think it does. Again, it exists. There are bad cops, there are racist cops, there are racist everybody. Everybody in their lifetime. No one has been immune to it. Nobody is perfect. Everybody has said things publicly, privately, that maybe they shouldn't have. Now that we're more aware of it, yes. Do we need change? Do we need programs? Do we need education? Yes, I'm not denying that. I just ask that you think about something here for a second. We have been locked up in our homes, away from our businesses, away from our family, friends, our routines, the things that make us happy, fitness, church, eating out, hobbies, things like that, for several months. Then a cop murders a black man. Not deserved. He was murdered. Nobody questions that. He was murdered. Didn't matter what he did 10 minutes before, didn't matter what he did 10 years before. He was murdered. And he was helped by the cops that were surrounding him. Nobody disputes that. Everybody started coming, from this whole coronavirus lockdown. Country started opening up. Slowly, people started getting some sense of what they were going to do, getting back to some sort of normal. Then this happens, and then all hell breaks loose. Peaceful protests turned into rioting, violence, looting, and now here we are. Think about this for a second. Politicians on both sides of the aisle, Republican, Democrats, the media, who makes there's no real unbiased media. They are sitting back, and yes, they argue back and forth, but look at it this way. They are sitting back in their homes, in their offices, eating, drinking, pretty much laughing, because they have a front row seat to the greatest show on earth. Who are the ones that are suffering? Us. People down here in the street, trying to live our lives, build a business, raise our kids, just trying to find some sense of normal. We're the ones that are fighting. We are the ones that are being forced to take a side. Every day, all of us, every single one of us, including myself, sit there with our phones and our computers, social media, looking at the news, looking at all this stuff that is designed to make us emotionally charged, upset, angry. We hate this person, we hate this person. It is what started off, it looked like a line of communication is going to open up. We were going to start, having those uncomfortable conversations, but it quickly devolved to something worse. We're fighting. We're all dug in. Think about this for a second. Every day we're looking at our phones, looking at the computer, the news, the media, the politicians. They are just vomiting all this stuff. Instead of us thinking on our own and making our own decisions and looking up and making eye contact with other people, we're sitting here like this, just taking this in. For one moment, think what would happen if all of us that were fighting deactivated all of our social media accounts for the purpose of having them it's not the way I wanted to word it, stopping their ability to flood and vomit their biased information onto us. How do you think they'd react? What do you think would happen if we shut them off for 48 hours, deactivated our accounts, got outside, and actually physically started talking to people? Because we don't do that. We argue. You go on social media and you see name calling, this and that, and you're a racist, and this and that, and this, and bullying. I've seen more online bullying in the past week than I've seen ever since I got on social media, which I think was 2008 it was actually later than that. It was probably 2011, I think. I don't even remember. That was one of the late ones. And I'm guilty of sitting there and looking at what people post and getting upset, and that's not right. But think about this: they do it because they know we're glued to our phones. Most of us on social media, we use it to help with business, to help connect with people. Becoming an influencer is a big thing now, and fitness and whatever your business is, social media is a big marketing thing. It's helpful, and they know this, and they have us. They don't want us talking to each other. Look, just again, if you're emotionally charged, you're going to hate me, and you're going to disagree with me, and you've already called me several names, and you probably unfollowed me, and you don't want to have anything to do with me. I won't be bullied, and I won't be shamed. I am who I am now. If you know me, you know me. I'm not perfect. I never claim to be perfect. I try and take everybody the same way. Treat everybody the same way. But think about that. Who are the ones fighting, and who are the ones sitting back and laughing? Politicians, the media, front row seat to the greatest show on earth. Think about that. Think about it. We're fighting. We're calling each other names. We're saying nasty things. We want to hurt the police. A month ago, 2 months ago, first responders, frontline workers, all heroes, coronavirus, which, again, not as bad as the media made it out to be. It was bad. It was serious, not to be taken lightly. Police, fire, EMS, heroes, frontline workers, heroes, putting themselves in danger. 3 weeks later, defund them, hate them, follow them home. It's crazy. It's crazy. You would think instead of defunding the police, you would give them more funds. Use those funds to educate them. More programs. Again, I don't have all the answers. I'm not saying I do. Coming up on here around 15 minutes. And if you're still with me, thank you. And I mean, I'm willing to have a conversation with anybody about this. What I'm not willing to do is be bullied or shamed. So if you think you're going to do that to me, you won't do it. Again, I'm not saying there's not a problem with racism, but we are all being played. And the people that we have elected to serve us think that we serve them. And they're sitting back and laughing at us. They don't want us talking to each other. They don't want us, they don't even want us coming together and saying, you know what, I hear what you're saying, but let's agree to disagree. They don't even want that. They want us separated. They want us emotional. They want our heels dug in. And they don't, I don't know what else to say. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, although people are going to start saying that because of, the media and politicians. Again, both sides, all the media outlets, they're all biased in some way. Very few independent, non-biased journalists. There's really no journalists anymore, but in my opinion. Look at what we're doing. Take the emotion out of it. Take your eyes off your phone. Look up and look what we're doing to each other. It's just crazy. You can, if you want to blame the president, you can. We can again point the finger at whatever you want. But when you take the emotion out of it and you start looking at facts, we're the ones hurting each other. And they're sitting back laughing at us. It's what they want, and that's what they're getting. I am who I am, and I won't apologize for being born this way. If I didn't say something the way you would have said it, you can't call me a racist. We all have different opinions. We all have a lot to learn. We all have a lot to learn from each other. But bullying and shaming people, it's horrible. You can't, like, I just joined TikTok not too long ago, a few months ago, because people are saying it's fun. It's not the Facebook ugliness, political name calling. Instagram wasn't so bad, but I joined TikTok because it was fun. It started off fun, but now it's all political name calling. Can't even look at that. Think about what would happen if the millions of us who have social media accounts deactivated them for 48 hours, restricting their access to feeding us the information they want us to see. Imagine all of a sudden they look down and they couldn't reach us. So that's how they reach us. I mean, from the second we wake up, I try not to do it first thing in the morning. I try to hold off for about 30 minutes while I do my routine, just so my mind's not flooded. But it's hard, and I get it. I'm guilty of it. Think about it. They know they have us. From the second we wake up, we're on our phones. You walk around, you look up, and you see people on their phones, in their cars, at work. Think about if we all deactivated it for 48 hours, just stop letting them vomit their shit on us. What do you think would happen? I knew making this video, going into it, we're coming up on 20 minutes here. So if you're still with me at this point, thank you. I love you. And I do. I don't hate anybody. I love all people. I know I'm not perfect. And but I knew when I was thinking about making this that I would upset a lot of people, and those are my opinions. That's what I see. I'm trying to leave some emotion out of it so I can see rationally. And I hope if you've watched this, you've done the same thing. Again, understand. I mean, look at what we've all been through in the past 6 months. All of us, not just some of us. All of us. At this point, that's all I have to say. If anybody wants to have a discussion, I'm willing and open to any discussion, to learning, getting out and actually meeting people in person. If you want to come and call me names and try and bully me, I don't take too kindly to bullies, so just know that if you're going to try that. Or don't try to shame me either, because that won't work. But I am willing to have a conversation. So that's all I have. I know the second I push the stop button, I know there's going to be about 10 other things that I wanted to say on here. And but I didn't want to write it down because I didn't want this to be scripted. This is just coming off the top of my head. And having a conversation with somebody today that was kind of upset at a conversation he had with somebody. That upset me because there's a whole lot of bullying and shaming going on and not a lot of talking, which is what people are saying they want, but it's not happening. So a lot of hypocrisy, a lot of anger, a lot of emotion. All I can say is that regardless of what you do or what you take away from this video, is that I love you. I hope we can have a conversation. I hope we can remain friends. And I hope we can all come to some middle ground where we can move forward and get back to living our lives. Talk to you later.